why does a business need to be visible? Why should it matter to you? Why should you care? And like I said, building on these conversations of business recovery, of the business recovery series, I'm sure none of what I'm going to say on this slide is new to you. We're all aware technology has caused massive disruption to businesses globally, no matter the industry. So I'm sure even in your spaces, you see how technology has, shifted things quite a bit. And for you as a business owner, your role is to understand how your customer has evolved because of these disruptions. And so how you can meet their needs sufficiently. Maybe another thing to note is that your competition is no longer what we traditionally termed as competition. Your competition has gone to even people's lifestyles. They compete with your business. They compete for your customers' time, for your customers' engagement, for your customers' eyeballs, and for your customers' money. Their lifestyles are your competition, are the competition to your business. And so that's what it is important for you to be aware of that and not think that, for example, me, who is in the media industry, my competition isn't just other media practitioners and the new media in terms of who's active on social media, but actually the people I'm targeting, their lifestyles and how they spend their day and how they plan out their lives. That's what I'm also competing with. I thought it was important for us to understand that. Then, of course, for purposes of this conversation, your customers are no longer where you traditionally found them in the past. And so you have to ask yourself, where are they now? Where are the customers? Where is this customer I'm targeting? How do I find them? Where do I find them? Um, so just some figures to help us understand where are the customers. Excuse me. Just some, numbers, global numbers to just help us understand where are our customers. As of February this year, the world's population was 8.2 billion people. And about over half of them, slightly over half of them, 58% of them are urbanized. As a business owner, what does this number mean to you? All that is your potential customer base, 8.2 billion people in the world. And about 5.7 billion are on mobile phone. I'm now bringing the conversation to why even think about digital? Why go there? About 70% of the global population is on mobile phone, and about 67% of the total population is online, meaning they are connected. That's slightly smaller than the number of mobile phone holders, but it shows you the amount of people, the number of people who are actually connected and can have conversations with you or have the potential to have conversations with you online. And then when we boil it down to social media, about 63% of the total global population are on social media doing one thing or another. This data is from Data Reportal, and they present a global overview of digital patterns or media patterns across the world every 6 months. So this is the first half of the year. These are the numbers you see from there. This is basically what I just said. That's who we have in the world, 8.2 billion. That's 70% on mobile, 67% on the internet, and 63% of those are on social media. And you ask yourself, what are people doing on the internet? What are they doing when people go online? These huge numbers I'm talking about, what are they doing on the internet? So 62% of the people on the internet are looking for information, whether it's a Google search, whether it is, asking ChatGPT to do their work, they're looking for information, you know, and then about 60% are looking to stay in touch with friends and family. And a lot of that is on social media and on email. And then about 55% are just keeping up with the news and events, wanting to know what's happening around the world. You have about 54% who are watching TV, movies, videos, generally seeking out entertainment. And then there are those who are doing research, and that's about 51%. And there are those who are looking to be inspired and finding new ideas. That's about 46%. You could say that is also finding information, but this is quite specific to looking for inspiration. And then there are those who are just looking to listen to music and again be entertained. That's about 46%. There are those who are just, filling the time, browsing, jumping from one app to another, just to fill up, kill boredom. That's about 45%. And then there are those who are researching on products and brands. I think that's where many of you fall. That's about 45%. And then we have other things like researching places, vacation and travel, education and study related purposes, managing finances and saving. We have researching on health issues and healthcare products. We have 30% who are on and they're gaming. And we have business-related research, which takes up about 30%. So that's the top percentile of what people are doing on the internet. So here, I want you to pause for thought and think about your life and your business and look at what people are doing on the internet and how you interface with them. How do they find you on the internet? If they're looking for information, do they find you? Are they able to access you or your business? If they're looking for business ideas and are doing business related research, are they able to find your information? If they're just researching on how to do things, will they find you? If they're looking for news and events, are you popping up somewhere? Is your business popping up somewhere? So how do you feed into what people are spending their time doing? How does your business feed into what people are spending their time doing? So that's, pause for thought for every business owner. Um, so when we come down to Uganda, um, we have, as of January this year, we had about 50 million people, population-wise, and about 27% of the population live in urban centers. And of course, the bigger percentage, which is 72%, live in rural areas. This is still data from Data Reportal. Of course, you've all heard this over and over again. 80% of our population is under 35. This number has been growing for the last, I think, 10 years, it was about between 70-75% that was under 35, but we can see this jump, 80% of the population being under 35. Of course, you know the dynamic that comes with that age bracket of where are they? Where are those people? What do they spend their time doing? How do you convert them into your potential customers, future customers, current customers? How do you get your brand on their lips and in their pockets? Um, and then just understanding the digital terrain in Uganda, we have 14 million internet users at a pe internet penetration of 28%. We're just at 28% internet penetration, but you have 14 million people on the internet. 2.4 million are on social media, and that's about 4%. And about we have about 38 million cell phones. Of course, I'm sure you're aware more most people carry more than one phone. So that's why this number is, so much bigger than the other numbers that are mentioned. So you have about 78% mobile phones to the total population. And so how, as a business owner, again, I keep bringing it back to that. How are these numbers important to you? How can you use these numbers? How do these numbers come to play in growing your business and making you visible in this increasingly fragmented spaces where you can communicate? Um, so, quick question, what are your customers doing? What are they doing? Where are they? So the key to this again is examining your life. What are you spending your time on? We have a number there. Most people spend close to 6 hours on their phone. Even when you examine yourself, I don't know how many of you track your mobile phone usage and how much time you spend on the phone. The minimum amount of time for most people, or the average amount, is about 6 hours. And so if you can honestly look at your life and see how much time you spend on the phone, that's what most people are doing. So your customer, the person you're looking for, that's what they're doing. They're on their phone. Whatever they're doing, what you're doing sort of reflects what they are doing. So, and what are they consuming on these phones? Mostly short videos. A lot of things, a lot of content, but most of the engagement on the mobile phone is in short videos. And there's a lot of research to show why the attention that is given to that. I'll go into that later, but that's what most of them are consuming. And what do you need from them? What do you need from these people is for them to see you, to interact with you or your brand at least once a day. In those 6 hours, you should fight for, a minute or two or even longer of their eyeball. So that's what we want to help achieve with this conversation. That's what we're trying to show why this conversation is important. So I come to the Atunda Ayolesa concept. The flyer for this conversation had an interesting statement, and it asked you, are potential customers scrolling past your business without noticing? And said in today's digital fast world, visibility is everything. But standing out online, where attention spans are short and competition is fierce, is harder than ever before. So how can you make your brand seen, heard, or remembered? And so I speak to the Atunda Ayolesa concept. One of the things we do at Vision, or we do on digital at Vision, we mainly use social media to amplify our traditional brand. So our core business is, I would say, maybe selling newspapers, broadcasting on radio, and ensuring we are being watched on TV. But how do we make sure that we are the preferred choice of media consumption, to everyone? We then go to what I've been telling you about. We go to where people are. We go to social media and show them what we have on our traditional platforms. We show them what is in the papers and what they stand to get if they get the paper that day. We show them, we give them, just some sound bites of what's happening on the radio stations, whether it is Radio West or Bukit Day or Aroa One or Kabalega in Hoima and Masindi in the Bunyoro region or Etop. We bring them sound bites so that they hear what we're doing on our traditional spaces and then come and, engage where we want them to be. We show them what's showing on the TVs and what kind of content they can, excuse me, engage in on our TVs, and so that they can come and also watch it. We also, of course, get to talk about all our other products and all the other things we are doing as a business. But that is our number one use of social media. We use it to drive traffic to our traditional business, to our traditional platforms. So it's a key, social media in that instance is a key marketing tool. I picked the statement, Atunda Yolesa, from my editor-in-chief. So she keeps giving this analogy of, cooking a brilliant, brilliant meal. It's, tasty. You've gone, you've hit the ball out of the park with the spices and the scents, and you've done your best work. And then you keep the meal in the kitchen. You don't serve it at the dining table. You don't bring it to the people you've cooked it for. You've cooked. No, no one says you haven't cooked. You've cooked, but there's no way of people tasting it because you haven't served. How do you serve? You bring the food to where the people are. You bring the food to the table. You bring the food, to the sitting room. At parties, you bring the food out and announce that food is ready. Please come and eat. And so that's what we work with to show why we are on social media. Yes, we are cooking a lot of food behind and in the background, but we must then come out to the people we want to consume this food and tell them, show them what we've cooked, allow them to smell it, allow them to look at it and be attracted to it, and then serve them, show them where they can, get the food, where is a serving point, where are the dishes, how they can consume this food. Furthermore to the Tunda Yolesa analogy is that the person who displays what they are selling will sell out faster than the person who is not displaying. And in Uganda, I mean, this is so obvious. That's why we have street vendors. Even when businesses, people have, shops, they still get some people to put out the wares on the streets where the customers are passing and show them what they have potential of getting. And then we go ahead and shout out the price so that maybe it is a price that will attract your audience. Then some people, swing the ware around so that someone can see and imagine themselves in that outfit. In the markets, you put out your best fruit, your best vegetable, so that the person who has come to the market is, attracted to your stall because there are so many people who are also selling vegetables. So if I come in the morning and, I'm like, these guys must know that I've come to sell vegetables, and I just sit back while my next neighbor has put out a beautiful pile of tomatoes, has put out a beautiful pile of green pepper, has put out a beautiful pile of pineapples, and it is attractive and it is by the roadside and they don't have to go further. And it's right there. That's the person who will sell out. So that is what the Atunda Yolesa concept is that I'm trying to sell to you. Yes, you have brilliant business. You have put in the work in regards to securing your business. You've bought the merchandise, you've paid your taxes, you've learned how to get those international contracts, you've even got a lawyer for your business. But how does a customer get to know about you and what you're doing and where they can find you and how they can engage with you and how they can become your customer? That's what social media is availing you or providing you in this season, or that's what this conversation is about. So basically, three things. Oh, that's what I've called a social media one-on-one. You need to select the platform you want to be on. Choose the right social media platform based on your, who you're targeting. Not everything is for everyone everywhere. I think I'll go into more detail, but quickly going on, have a plan, have a strategy. How are you going to engage? How do you want people or your customers to experience you? How do you then put out that content or that information in an engaging way that resonates with that audience you're trying to attract? And that is how you'll strategize about what you're going to do on social media, what you're going to put out on social media. And then also consistency. Just like you show up for your business every day and you do the work, even on social media, you will not be the person who goes on social media once a year and think that you will have impact. We've seen up there that there is a lot of competition for people's time, for people's MBs, for people's resources. And so if you don't put out content, one, there's that thing called algorithm. The algorithm will never pick up on you because even these platforms where we're trying to, sell ourselves and, be known, those platforms also want audiences. So they will push the brands or the people or the platforms that are showing, that are attracting interest. And if you attract interest once a year, they will not be compelled to, make you visible to the online audiences you're trying to attract. So consistency and interacting with your audiences online consistently, posting regularly is one of the key things to building a loyal community who will then turn into your customers. There are so many social media platforms, so many. I considered putting an image of, there's one image I saw that had about 99 icons. And as like, just even thinking about this, a person who is uh, running a business, like, so where do I go? What do I do? What do I do? Where do I start? How can I serve on all these platforms? And the answer is you can't. You can't be on all the platforms. So it is important for you to do the work, research. Like I said, know who you're trying to target. I'll go into that. And then zero in on a platform that works for you. Well, there I'll just give basic examples. In Uganda, we have Facebook, we have X, which is former Twitter, we have LinkedIn, we have YouTube, we have Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, all those, Pinterest, they are all, they are all available to you. But is that where your customer is? Is that where the person you're trying to target is? And are you able to serve on that platform? Certain platforms have, specific pressures. Are you able to add that to everything you have to do? Is that platform the right fit for you? Um, so you have to consider all those questions even as you plan to now get active on social media or become more active on social media. I'll just go back to some global numbers. This table that you're seeing right now shows the top mobile apps in the world. And I want you to go to the I would say maybe it's the third column where it says total time spent. Total time spent. And you'll see where people are spending their time. The people who are online are on YouTube mostly, are on TikTok, they are on Facebook, they are on WhatsApp, they're on Instagram, and then they're on their Chrome browser, on their phone, they're on, all these other places. And I see Telegram there. Of course, there are all these, the most downloaded apps, as you can see, are the newer ones. And what this table means for your business. So this should just help you think through. So this is where people are. What am I going to do? What are you going to do with this information? More people in the world, most people are downloading TikTok. Most people, then many people are downloading Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and then, Threads, Temu, CapCut, ChatGPT, of course, and, Snapchat, all those. But I wanted you to look at especially time spent, that time that is spent on there. Because if you are in a place on a platform where a lot of time is spent, then you can know that at least you have, a chance or a chance of getting into people's faces. I wanted also to show this one, which are the breakout apps or the most popular in the last between September and November 2024. These were the most popular apps. And again, I want us to focus on total time spent. Most people on the internet spent their time on TikTok. And then the next app was WhatsApp. So I want that to sit with you somewhere. Of course, these are the breakout apps, the new apps, but where are people spending time? So there are new apps like Threads, Google Messenger, ChatGPT, TikTok, Instagram, and there's a personal safety app on Google, there's Temu and Canva. But where are people spending most of their time? I want us to focus on that. That is where the key is. And so we quickly go now to helping you decide what platform to be on, because we have agreed you can't be everywhere. The things are just too many. You can't be everywhere. So I've picked out, I did, away from these slides, I just did some research on what apps most Ugandans are on. What I was just showing was international, but most Ugandans, the data report figures show that the Facebook usage is in a it's going down, and it has been for a while. The hoops people have to jump through just to access Facebook in Uganda. You all know, if you're living here, you know that Facebook is still banned in Uganda. So the engagement and number of people there have been falling, and it's the only platform where the numbers are falling. All the other platforms, we're talking about Instagram, we're talking about LinkedIn slightly, we're talking about X, we're talking about YouTube, we're talking about WhatsApp. Engagement of Ugandans on those platforms is on the rise. It's going up. Facebook is the only one that has seen numbers going down. So on this slide, I'm just showing what are the strengths of the different platforms, the different social media platforms. So Facebook is ideal for, a broad reach, community engagement. I mean, it was the first big community engagement app. And so it had that first mover advantage. And yeah, so that's what you would use it for if you were on Facebook. I will go into a bit more examples on these platforms, but just going through quickly on Instagram is best for visual storytelling and targeting younger audiences. If your target is the younger people, then you want to be on Instagram. If that is not your target, then you have no business being there and, shouting into the wind, yet that's not who you're targeting. We have X, which is effective for real-time updates and customer service. If your audiences need to get to you, if you need to tell them something quickly, X is where it is. It's also good, for that conversation back and forth. Um, and then you have LinkedIn, which is suitable for B2B marketing and professional networking. So if that is what your business is targeting, if you're targeting other businesses, if you're targeting professional engagement, if, for example, you're a coach, a business coach, you want to be on LinkedIn and engage there, because more likely you will find people who are looking to be coached and people who are looking to take up your services on LinkedIn than you would, for example, on Instagram. YouTube is great for long form video content and tutorials, teaching people how things work and what your business can do for them to achieve certain things. I would put Pinterest and Snapchat in the same, bracket. They are useful for lifestyle and product discovery. So if your product is more of a lifestyle product, so it would be good to be on Pinterest and on Snapchat. So you need to select a platform that aligns with your marketing objective and the type of content you can consistently produce. So you'll be excited about, TikTok. Everyone is on TikTok. I want to be on TikTok. Can you produce that type of content required to keep TikTok audiences engaged? Can you produce that type of content consistently? These are some of the hard questions you need to ask yourself as a business that is choosing a platform where you want to engage. Um, for purposes of this conversation, I thought of four business scenarios. I thought of a side hustle. So if you all know what I believe everyone on this call knows what a side hustle is. You are in employment, but you have this side business that you're also trying to monetize and make sure that it's a good return on investment. So I put together scenarios for that. And then I went to the boutique businesses, which is the next step after side hustle. You've now gone into your car business. You want to make it work. You want it to, push boundaries and go to the next level. What do you do on social media if you're running a boutique business? And then I also looked at small enterprises, a smaller business. It's bigger than, than the boutique, service, but it is, small. It's a smaller business. It's an SME. What can you do on social media as an SME? And then we also looked at the bigger corporations and established businesses. What are you able to do on social media? So if I go into that quickly, this is just an example, by the way. This is not, the holy grail. So for us, side business, side hustle, Facebook would come in handy. There you utilize your groups and marketplaces for local sales. You can also use WhatsApp for direct communication with customers. Remember, this is your side hustle. You don't have all the time to be there marketing your side hustle, your business to audiences all day. You have a little time to push your agenda and then get back to your 9 to 5. So these are some of the things you can do. For a big boutique business, for example, you would have a bit more time to engage on Instagram, create content. You'd be able to create content out of your business or out of your product that you're selling to showcase your product or your business through high quality images. Instagram is, you can't play for there. You must put in the work in terms of content creation. And so you see that boutique business also the other place it can shine is Pinterest, because you have to have the time to create the content that will go in such a place. For SMEs, the small businesses, I'll just use the statement SMEs. You can look at, also using Facebook, but to build a community and to share updates. That's what you can do on Facebook. And on Instagram, you can highlight your products and customer testimonials, just to that audience that is, to convert that audience into customers, paying customers. And then for the bigger businesses, you're looking at, because I did already talk about the B2B and etc. You're looking at a platform like LinkedIn, where you can network with other businesses and professionals. You also have the ability to go big on, for example, YouTube, where you can provide in-depth product demonstrations and talk about what your company is doing. So I think all this to say that tailoring your choice of platform to that type of business you do is key to ensuring that you will engage effectively, you'll be speaking to the right people. And maybe I will lean a bit more into that, just to explain that what I was saying, that this is not the holy grail. It doesn't mean that when you're an established business, for example, you cannot be on Facebook. And so then in the next slide, I've just picked the next two slides. I've picked examples from four platforms, which I think are very common to Ugandan businesses, and showing you at the level you are what you can do on these platforms. So if we look at Facebook, for example, so for the person who is running a side hustle, what can you do on Facebook? You can join and engage in, the small groups buying and selling. There's Facebook Marketplace, and people are selling there. So you don't have the time, but the marketplace is there. Why not engage in it? Put your product there, sell through Facebook. And then for the smaller business where you have more time, what can you do on Facebook? You now go do Facebook shop. You have more time to create content, to put and, to showcase your product and actually engage a bit more. So you're not just having little time to just be in the local buy and sell groups. You're now active with the Facebook shop and saying, this is where I can put my product. What of the SME? What can you do? You can choose to use Facebook to run targeted ads to specific demographics. And that's how Facebook would work for you. And then for a bigger business, of course, you would look at what insights, learn from, what insights you're picking from Facebook, and then make decisions for the company that are strategic and that can get you audiences from just studying the behavior on Facebook. And then when we go to X or Twitter, as some people still call it, what can the side hustle do? You can engage in, trending conversations, but those that are relevant to your niche or your business. So you're establishing yourself as an authority, or you're someone who comes to mind when someone thinks of, the general business that you do. People get to know that you're in this business. If you have a biking business, for example, you supply bicycles in Uganda, and you sell, you're the number one supplier of, spare parts, bicycle spare parts. You want to get in conversations about, riding, for example, riding for health. You want to get in conversations about safety of riders on our roads. Those road safety conversations are key for you. Conversations about lifestyle conversations about, new things. What can you do for exercise? And then you're talking about the biking and you're posting pictures about bikes. That's how to present yourself, your side hustle in people's minds, not very forward, but you're there. People know you for this thing, for, if there's anything on this, they'll ask you or they'll rope you in into a conversation without you allowing your other 8 to 5 job to hustle. I mean, to suffer. And then for the smaller businesses, for the boutiques, you can use X to share behind the scenes content from your business. I mean, you wake up, you've gone to your shop, or you've woken up, you've made products that you're going to supply that day. It's as simple as just shooting a video, a short video of what you're working on that day, or where you're going to supply that day, or the products you're supplying that day, and you're good to go. You've done you've made yourself available on X for that day, and then you move on to other things. For the SME, you can, ensure that you're providing customer responses. Ensure that customers are getting to know what you're doing, what your business is doing, what are the conversations you have been part of, what are you spending time on, and how can you engage with them? How can you serve them better? This is a good place for you to engage. For the bigger businesses, of course, you'll be able to go to the detail, the length of even hosting, Twitter spaces that have big conversations that, shine the light on your product, shine the light on activities your company is having, etc. That's how at the different levels you can engage on those two platforms. I'll move quickly to maybe TikTok and WhatsApp, which is where we're seeing a lot of people. But I'm showing that for the whole range of businesses, you can engage on these platforms. Um, I see James, someone typing. Did Ronald, you can check for me. Am I missing something in the conversation in the chat section?
No, I think we're still good. We're still good.
Okay. Someone was typing on my presentation. Okay. So for TikTok, oh dear, we're running out of time. So for TikTok, for the side hustle, you can just, share your origin story, your product creation processes, those small things. You're doing them anyway. You're doing them anyway. Just make sure you're filming them or talking about them on TikTok. Then for the smaller businesses, you can now go into using your product. Shoot videos of you using your product or how it works and teach people about it. For the SMEs, you can participate in trends because and SMEs, it can be, I mean, for trends it can be both, the smaller businesses and the boutique businesses. You can participate in trends, those challenges, just to, increase your visibility. For the side hustle, you may not have that time to consistently you create that kind of content. Remember, one of the things I talked about earlier is agree on the type of content you're going to put out, and also be honest with yourself if you're able to put out that kind of content consistently. So you may participate in a trend here and there, but if in your content plan, if you don't have that time in your content plan, that can't be one of the big things you plan to do to participate in trends, because it takes time. It takes time to know what the trends are and create the content that fits in with the trends and post on time. I mean, when you don't have the time, you may find a trend that is 7 months old and you're just jumping onto it, yet people have moved on. That's the nature of social media and digital. The things move so, so, so fast. So you have to be honest with yourself and know this is what I'm able to do. Let me be consistent in this thing and move. Big brands and corporations can also be on TikTok. And what are you doing there? You're running your campaign hashtags and encouraging your audiences or your users or your customers to participate. I think this week I saw, the example I can give is I saw Pepsi has started a green campaign, a recycling campaign, I think in the Bunyoro region, where they have partnered with an environmental NGO to collect plastics from the community. So that's the kind of thing you can put on TikTok. I mean, you're not going to announce your results as a corporation on TikTok, but you can talk about, yes, the corporate social responsibility you're doing and just show clips of that. And so when you have a proper marketing plan, then you can see which content, which kind of social corporate responsibility content will make it onto TikTok and in what form and with what regularity. WhatsApp, most of us are on WhatsApp, and in fact, for most people, it has become the official communication channel. And so, what can you do as a business? What can you do on WhatsApp? Because you know that's where you are, that's where you're spending a lot of time communicating, also consuming what's there. So for the side hustle, you can just have your number there and with the message for, to provide personalized customer support. Just alert people, yes, I'm busy, but at least if someone sends my business a message, they should get back a response and say, I'll get back to them, and make sure you get back to them. If someone reaches out to you on WhatsApp, make sure you respond to them. So you incorporate WhatsApp as one of your key contacts. I mean, there was a time when the key access or contact for a business was the post office, and everyone had a PO box. But now it's as simple as putting your WhatsApp number there, because someone will be on their phone, they'll be on WhatsApp, they'll send you their frustration, they'll send you what they need to buy from you, and we move on quickly. For the smaller businesses or boutique businesses, you can send out catalogs. Make sure your catalog is part of your WhatsApp contact detail, so that someone doesn't have to ask you, what products do you have? Do you have this? Do you have that? Make sure your catalog is always updated. The prices are there. The contact on each product is there. How can I get this contact? Make life easier for your customer so that they have an easy experience and they purchase, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking to make a sale. So make it easier for the customer. For the SMEs, you can create a broadcast list for promotions, so that whenever you have, promotions, whenever you're putting out any information, whenever you have something good for your customers, or even you need to alert your customers about something, it's easy. You just send the messages via a broadcast list. Of course, we now have data protection laws in Uganda that affect you as a business. So you don't want someone reporting you for harassment or sending them information they did not request for. So be clear. Have your consent form signed off. Tell people, be honest, and tell people what you want, that you're adding them. If you get someone's contact, let them know you're adding them to a broadcast list, and give them the option to opt out. If they don't want to receive your broadcast, they should be able to opt out, and that is okay, because a broadcast list is wide. We all know that you target 1 million hoping to catch 10. So, I mean, that's an easy one for SMEs. And then for the established businesses, what can you do on WhatsApp? You can integrate WhatsApp business APIs, just to make your communication with your audiences easy, get them the responses they need. You can have a channel where your customers and potential customers and those interested in you can follow you. Yeah, WhatsApp channels are really the new websites, putting a website in anyone's hands. So the channel is there. You broadcast whatever it is you want to communicate to your audiences, of course, with responsibility, and whoever is following you on your WhatsApp channel is able to get this communication at their convenience, and really there's no harm in that. So I just thought I would just make that clear on platform specific strategies, and these, like I said, are examples. There's a lot more you can do. I mean, the 40 minutes, which we gone, are not enough for us to do all these things. So let me just go through these three key things. content creation and storytelling is I would say the lifeline, bloodline, the backbone of social media. It's that tool you have. Go visual, go loud, show me versus telling me. It's go away. Don't like if you've chosen to engage on social media, know that there is so much you are competing with. So the more visual you are, the better. The sweeter your story is, the better for you. We are humans. We love to consume information in a way that is nice to listen to, that makes sense. And in Africa, we are storytellers. So tell your story, whether it is through videos, whether it is through picture series, whether it is through, don't just go onto a social media platform and your plan is to write 3 sentences every 2 weeks. That will not be that will not be the best use of social media. So plan your storytelling, plan your visuals. How are you going to be visual to your audiences? Plan your content creation. There are so many tools that are available to you free on those platforms. You have Canva where you can create amazing advertising or amazing content about your product or business on these platforms themselves, on TikTok, on Snapchat. They've made it easy for anyone to create beautiful, attractive content. So go in there, learn how to use these tools, hire someone to use these tools and do good work for you. But the aim is you must be able to create beautiful content that is told in a beautiful story that will engage the audiences and get them to stay. I have talked about audience engagement. So what are the simple things you can do? Engage with the audiences, talk to them, listen to them, and speak back. So social media is not that place where you will go and you just shout into the air with not expecting a response. People will respond. There are some crazy people on social media. Some will have good comments, some will have and take those and acknowledge those people. Some will have bad comments, acknowledge the comments and learn. There's always a reason why someone has written something. So just go and question the reason behind whatever has been written and respond to that, what you think you can do. Um, resp reply. There are people who come and ask questions about your product. So you've put a WhatsApp number, someone has asked you, how much is this thing? And then they go 2 weeks without a response. There's no way that person that client or potential customer will be converted into money for your business. So be ready to do the engagement on social media that you've gone out for. And a lot of the engagement will be, some of them will be just inquiries, but how many times, for example, in your physical business, do people walk in to inquire? So thank God for this place where people can actually engage with you without, interacting with you physically. So hang on to that bloodline and engage in those places. You can host live sessions, you can answer Q&As, you can set up quiz, and you can ask people about your product as an opportunity for you to teach them, or you can ask them to ask you those questions they've always had about your business so that you know what your audience, what your clients want to know, and you then find ways of giving them what they want. And then also, yeah, one of the things I put was encouraging user-generated content. People are people. They also want to see themselves in these spaces. So call for people to engage with your product and share with you what they're doing with their product, and then amplify it on your platforms. People live for things like that. And then, of course, like is key for any business decision or strategy, you must be able to measure what you're doing. You must be able to have some KPIs and know that I'm on this platform for this. This is how I will know that I've been successful. And then you keep your eyes on those numbers and in the end, adjust accordingly. So if the numbers are not numbering, then you go back to the drawing board and say, maybe this is not the platform for me. This is not where my customers are. If you picked the wrong metrics to measure success on a specific platform. So you say, okay, so these likes are very many, very good. I chose likes as what I will measure, but they're not converting into sales. So maybe likes are the wrong measure. What should I be measuring? If my end goal is a sale, what should I be measuring? If my end goal is visibility, then maybe likes are good enough. But if my end goal for this particular engagement is to sell a certain number of products, then maybe likes is not it. You have to go and think of a new KPI and see how it will work for you. So just to wrap it up, to wind it down, these are the key things for you to be strategic on social media. Identify who your target audience is. You must do that. Look for who are the what's the demographic of who you're targeting on social media. What are their interests? What is their behavior like? Who are they? Who is this person you're targeting? You must know them before you jump onto any platform. And then for this person you're targeting, what is the appropriate platform? Where is this target audience? Is it on Instagram? Is it on TikTok? Is it on Facebook? Is it on LinkedIn? You can't know which platform to be on if you don't know who you're targeting. And then when you know all those, now develop the content strategy for those people. Create content that resonates with that audience you're targeting. You will not be targeting what do I I don't know which example to come up with. You will not be a big corporation targeting a business. And I'll go back to the example of challenges, TikTok challenge. You will not be a big organization targeting a business and you'll throwing all your energy into creating TikTok challenges. That is a waste of your time. The people who are consuming target challenges are not uh, people making business decisions to engage with your business. So you must create the right content that resonates with the people you're targeting. If you're selling dresses, yes, you're going to go and do, create fashion shows for them on TikTok. That will work. But yeah, find the right content for the audience you're targeting. And then again, I go back to consistency. You must post regularly. You must maintain a schedule. And you must interact with your audience consistently for you to build that relationship and then turn them into customers. And then the last one I just said is monitoring your performance and using those results of the monitoring to refine your strategy and just iterating everything you're doing so that you're having impact. You don't want to just be aim or shoot aimlessly. You want to target so that every bullet counts, so that your energy is well spent, so that your time is well spent, so that your money is well spent. Um, I think maybe just very quickly, I'll talk about three brands, and they are, you may or may not know about these brands. I'm hoping some of you don't know, but I'm almost sure none of you knows the little brand Lil Wizzy. So I'll just talk about them because I have interacted with them, with these three brands, and they're Ugandan brands. I don't know if some of you know Rogers Bites and Barbecue. I've watched this brand grow over the years, and they have grown their business on the back of social media engagement. And I will request Ronald if you can have Rogers over for one of these conversations so that he just, talks into this journey of building a community which then turns into customers, because that's what he has invested in, he and his um, people, the people running the business with him. They have invested in using social media to build a community around what they do, around what they love, around what they serve. And so that community have become loyal customers, and they've grown them from strength to strength. I'm sure if you spoke to Roger today, he'll tell you every success he's enjoying is because of the customer community he has built. And for him, he has poured his life into building that customer. I mean, people make all sorts, we keep laughing, people make all sorts of demands when he doesn't post, when he doesn't tell us which meats are available that day, when he doesn't show, what the children are doing, or what, the keto customers are doing. So for Rogers Bites, that goes with Keto Clinic Uganda. And those two products, those two businesses have been built on the power of social media here in Uganda. And I'm sure they can attest to that. I also want to speak to anti-porridge. Very niche. You'd say this product, which I cannot engage with, but I've seen the name anti-porridge begin to pour out of all sorts of mouths, from people who, from, young mothers, to people who are nursing, aging parents who are struggling with getting, good nutrition from their porridge, to people who are looking to grow their businesses by stocking anti-porridge. And some of the strategies, they've used on anti-porridge is just to make the brand readily available on people's lips, recording the people who have bought the product, getting ordinary people to talk about the product. I think one of the clips I saw this week was of what is a butcher in Nakasero Market talking about one of their products, which is Instapo, and showing that, for him, his children are going to go back to school, they need to go with this product, and he encourages other people to go with this product. Remember, this porridge, everyone in this world takes porridge. It's not high end, low end. Anyone needs porridge. So you get ordinary people, you get people on social media to see themselves as a customer for your product in the most basic, simple, affordable way you can, with the phone in your hand. Just talk to the people who are already consuming your product to endorse it. And that's it. And you can run on endorsements for a whole year, and it will what? It will, build your business. It will grow your sales. I'll talk about Lil Wizzy. Lil Wizzy is a little girl. She has a brand called Lil Wizzy Accessories. And I got to know her on social media because she was putting her product out there. She would wake up every morning and talk about the things she's delivering. So she's I would say a middle person or a personal shopper. She shows you the products she has, and then you make an order, and then she buys. She doesn't have stock. She doesn't have any stock. She just shows you that I can get this product. You make an order, and she buys and makes it available to you. She's giving her what's the word? The word jumps out of my mind. But every day she's showing you the things she's supplying that day. And then she takes screenshots of the interaction with the customers who are happy to receive their products, some who are using the products, etc. And then she's showing that conversation and all this. I think I first got to know about her on TikTok. And it was because of consistent posting. I did tell you about the algorithm. She's consistent. Every day she will put out something about her product. Either she'll show the products that have arrived that she's going to distribute, or she'll show what she's packaging to go and distribute, or she will show the customer who has received their product. And she does that every day. So what the algorithm does is, once I watch this video and I spend more than 5 seconds on it, they figure, oh, you're interested in this. Then they start flooding me with Lil Wizzy, you know, content that she's creating. And then in the things she's showing, I'm identifying things I could use. I didn't know I could get that. Interesting. And then once in a while, I'll pick interest and be like, okay, I think I want this. You get in touch with her because she's active every day. She responds like within minutes of you getting in touch with her. And then from there, I would say migrated to WhatsApp. So you've been wherever you found her, whether it is on Snapchat or on TikTok or on Insta, she's able to migrate you from that platform and bring you closer to WhatsApp. And then you start viewing her WhatsApp statuses where every day she's consistently talking about her brand and what she's selling and what she's doing and where she will be displaying her products and what new branding she has. And I've seen this girl grow her business. I mean, for all I know, she's a campusser and this is her side hustle. But because she's consistent on the social media platforms where her target audience is, I can see her business growing. It's beautiful to watch, like watching your child grow. It's beautiful to watch how she has grown this little business over time here in our Uganda. So, what is stopping you, dear business owner? What is holding you back? What are you doing with that phone you have in your hand? What are you doing with that brand you have built and that you have clients for and that people admire? What are you doing with it? How do you get it onto social media and get people to engage with you? Allow me to stop there.
Wow, wow, wow. Thanks a lot, Penelope. Lovely, lovely submission. Very, very practical and really with a clear ask of what is it that we are doing with the funds which we are holding. I like the fact that you brought to us kind of examples which are close to us. I know some of you may not know those businesses, and yet they're businesses which have created a niche within our community. And I think from where you started, Penelope, there is a temptation to see those numbers of the 5.7 billion, and you believe that it's happening to the world, but it is not happening to us here locally. But I think you have kind of helped us see clearly that it is actually happening right here. It's happening right under our noses. I've met people who have said TikTok is a waste of time. How can I be on TikTok? But the truth is that people are moving product, they are moving content, they are moving services on these platforms. But more importantly, that's where people are. It seems like a world in which people live. And if you don't buy a plot of land in that world and use that plot to push your agenda, chances are very high that your business will be left behind. So thanks a lot, Penelope. We have really had a very educative and engaging, eye-opening session. I see people agreeing with you. Twaha says Rogers has really done well with curating a vibrant community. Great example. I think Twaha is agreeing with you. I see Harriet saying, wow, you have opened my eyes wide. And that's exactly what it was. Thank you so much, Penelope. I think that the audience is saying, you know what, we are grateful for you sharing your heart with us so generously this morning on a topic which I think we interact with daily. I know some people just don't know how the algorithm works. The fact that they will give you what you seem to like. If you are a music person, they'll give you more music. If you are a person who is watching videos of pastors, they'll give you more pastors. Whatever it is you are doing, they will possibly say this is where you are going and join you in that journey. We just have about a few minutes to just have a couple of questions. I see Violet saying, thank you so much, Penelope. Grace saying, thank you. I'm enjoying the presentation. Yes, Kenneth is saying, For me, unless I hire someone to run it for me, otherwise I have failed several times. Kenneth says, by the way, the thing is too much. People message you every minute and they want you to seem like you are doing nothing. And I think Penelope, you touch on that question. What do I do when I seem like I don't actually have the time? Howard says, thank you so much, Penelope. Can we please have a recording of this training? Yes, Howard, the recording will be available on our website, on our YouTube channel. You should be able to access it and all the other business recovery series that have happened in the past. Penelope, someone asks, and this was, yes, Vincent said, are websites still relevant? Should we have websites at all? Is that something which we should include? Then I have another question here from one of the participants who says, what about businesses which are not supposed to advertise? Businesses like lawyers, businesses like hospitals, where they're not supposed to advertise. How can they use these platforms, but keep within the boundaries of their profession? Penelope, you could address those questions and see if we have time for a few more.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Rogers. I was smiling at Kenneth's, I think it was Kenneth's submission, where he says, unless he hires someone, and I have the slide after this will answer you, Kenneth. There are options. There are always options, never fear. But maybe going quickly to the two questions you've asked, is our website still relevant? Very much so. Like I said, when you're creating your content plan, you know who you're targeting and what you want to achieve from them. So when you know who you're targeting, you know where to target them from. For example, I've been working with a client who is the service they provide is research. They do research. They do research on especially the female perspective. So their clients are consumers of research, their clients are universities, their clients are policymakers, their clients are, that kind of person. So we are talking all kinds of businesses. So this client of mine will not be on TikTok participating in memes or challenges to get to their client who is looking for serious content. Their other stakeholders are, what are they called? Philanthropists, people who are looking to fund research. So people who are looking to fund research will not be on Instagram and Snapchat and I will not find you on WhatsApp. So you will need to have a website where you're telling your target audience what you do, what you are doing on a daily, and how they can engage with you. So it goes back to that question of who is your target audience? What are they doing? Where are they? Where can they be found? And then you choose the platform on which you want to be. So websites are very, very much relevant today, depending on the business you are running. In my business, which is media, we run a very vibrant website that has good numbers and audiences because people are coming to us to read stories on our website. There is a tendency to think that media houses are going to close because people are sharing the news on social media. But you will see that story on social media and you will go to a traditional established, trusted media house to check if it is true. You will also see the story on social media, but not have context. When did this happen? Why? Where? What happened after? So our website will be able to give you those answers when you want to follow a specific story. You'll see a story and okay, I have talked about wondering if it is true. You'll be able to confirm whether this story is true. You'll also in social media can also bundle you into a space. I've spoken about algorithm. It can bundle you into a space where you realize I am not learning anything new. When I go on social media, they bring me the same thing, same thing, same thing. So when you want to get out of that space and educate yourself, get a new perspective, find information on your own, you know that you can go to a specific website and learn about, what it is you're interested in, not what the social media algorithm is trying to feed you. So all this to say that websites are still relevant, equally relevant as engaging on social media. I did mention at the beginning of my presentation that at Vision Group, we use social media to drive the traffic back to our platforms, which we own, which we control, which we are able to communicate to our targeted audiences on. So that's what you can do. You can have your website and then use social media to then drive the traffic to your website where you can give them more detailed information. You'll find that social media platforms have limitations on how much you can write, how much you can post, what you can do because you're not the owner of that platform. But when you have a website which you are in control of, which you build to serve your business in a certain way, you have more control of there. So you can engage in this side to grow the audiences, to build a community, and then translate them to your space where you're more comfortable, whether it is a physical space or whether it is a website, you can do that. The other question was businesses that are not allowed to advertise, how do they engage on social media? I did bring scenarios of, okay, I gave the example of a bicycle, someone who is trading in bicycles, but I have seen lawyers, especially on Twitter and X, what you're doing in those spaces is showing your capabilities, whether in making arguments, whether in, digging to the truth, whether in having your voice known in your profession. So that whenever someone thinks of your name, whenever someone thinks of your business, that's what comes into your mind. This is a doctor. I will find them for this service. So you engage in conversations that are around your business or that highlight the business you do. You're not advertising yourself plainly like this is Penlope, I am a doctor at here, come for my services. But Penlope, Dr. Penlope, I can give medical tips on, we know there's a time not so in not I mean there's a time the other day a man collapsed in the gym. And so as Dr. Penlope, I can come out on social media with an opinion on what could have been done to save this man's life, on what lifestyle changes people need to do, on what medical things people need to do before starting picking up a gym routine. You get it. So it's just finding how I can speak about what I do every day naturally on social media without necessarily advertising myself. I have seen lawyers create a space on social media. I've seen there's a girl, I think, on TikTok, and she's also on Insta and Snap, and she shares legal advice. It's like, pro bono. So she thinks she comes up, maybe she talks about a pro bono case she has handled, or even while talking about that, she then engages the audience and asks them, ask me anything. And so people send questions and then she addresses all those instances. She's offering free legal advice. That cannot be, she can't be faulted. She can't be saying you're advertising yourself. She's offering free legal advice. And then what will happen with when a client is thinking, my God, I have this case. Who do I need to reach out to? They'll go into her inbox and try and get her her details so that they can then engage her. So it's again that Atunda Yolesa concept. No one is going to know about you from the comfort of your office chair. You have to be out there where the people who need your services are, and then they can find you and then engage you further. I think that's what I'll say for that, Ronald.
Super, super, super. Thanks a lot, Penelope. I think we have time for just a few more questions. I think it was, yeah, so we have a question here from Diana. Diana says, I think Diana has asked two questions, but one of them was this idea of I want to push the business, but I want the business to be online, but I don't want me, the business owner, to be online. I want my brand to be the one out there, but not the business, me, the owner of the business. How do I balance that? And is it okay? Or if I am selling, if I'm selling nice barbecues, people have to see who is behind those barbecues. Can you separate the two, the business from the person? So that's idea number one. Then the second one is I'm running multiple businesses. You know how many Ugandan entrepreneurs, you have a school, you also run a mobile money and a bit of, so many times you are tempted to bring something. This time you're selling shoes. Next time you're saying, by the way, I'm going into detergents. Then the next time we find that you have crossed over and now you have some Irish potatoes you're selling. How do you maintain consistency on as you engage on social media platforms? So that's question one from Diana. Alex says, thank you, Penelope, for the presentation. You have simplified what has been done to market, or what has to be done to market online. We have a question here from Christopher. How can we create client trust and seal business deals, especially clients who are skeptical on online transactions, and later build rapport with them? Yes. Yeah, I think I've asked Diana's question. There are a couple of people who have responded to that also. Yes, let me see if we have another one, then you take all of them once. Pauline says some businesses have limited advertising platform compared to others. E.g., the businesses that manufacturing in the manufacturing sector compared to boutiques. This also affects the business reach out to the audience because the manufacturing companies can't post conveyor belts daily. So he's saying, you know what, the truth is I'm making soap. How do I make my soap interesting? It's just a product. Should I show people mixing, people on the conveyor belt? What should I do? You could touch on that briefly, Penelope. Yeah, and then, yes, let me see. Kenneth's question was, just one moment. Is Kenneth? Wait, Kenneth is just 1 minute, 1 minute.
He had asked about the person who can't who doesn't who has tried this and they're like, I'm going to hire. I can't do this.
Yes. That
Yes.
was Kenneth's question. So you could
Yeah.
bundle all those up and then we wrap up.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. This is beautiful engagement. At some point I feared I was speaking into the into the space. But I love the engagement. I'll quickly start with how do I push my brand without pushing uh, me, the individual. I am averse, I am shy, but I want my product or my brand to shine. Presence on social media can be individual or brand-based. At the beginning, Ronald said, "Oh, you'll find Penlope's work on the socials." When I engage for vision group or I lead a team, a big team of people who engage on behalf of vision group, but a lot of them are not known for being the people who post. So it's for you to take the decision at the very beginning. What facade or what persona am I putting out on social media? Yes, Rogers Bites put himself an individual because he wanted people to make a connection with him and then engage with his products through knowing him. That is one way you can do it. But brands are engaging every day on social media. And it's for you to make that decision that no, me, I'm not going to be known, but my brand will stand out. If I give you an example, the girl, Lil Weezy accessories. Okay, I know what she looks like now because I've engaged with her personally, but what she's putting out is strictly brand. When she takes pictures of the products. When she talks about, the what she's going to supply, the videos and images you're seeing are purely of the products. When she talks about where she's going to be, it's probably going to be she usually goes to the to buy your markets. So she's talking about how her brand is going to be at to buy your market, pass by my store. So even at that small level where you would think that someone will buy this product because of that individual, she has put product ahead of herself as the individual. So there are those who go out on social media to be the face of the product, and there are those who lead with the product. So you can make that decision, and there are many, many examples, and on all the platforms where it is a product engaging and not the individual. I've given the example of Vision Group, and I'm going to use this also to show what happens when I have many businesses. I've when Ronald was reading my bio, he mentioned the number 57. 57, Vision Group has 57 brands or products on digital. So those include websites, an app, and many social media site presences. But on all those, on those platforms, the products are the ones presented there. So when you go, for example, on X, you will find the product New Vision, you'll find the product Bouquet Day, you'll find the product TV West, you'll find the product uh, Radio West, you'll find the product Arua One, Etop, Kabalega FM, XFM, you'll find a product Vision Group, you'll find a product Harvest Money, you'll find a product Bride and Groom. You get it? You'll find all those products. Our strategy for us internally, we know that all those products have different people who are looking for them. And so we put them out there as independent products. However, internally, we build on my side, on the digital side, we have to build a system that feeds these audiences for these products. So we associate with each other. We find ways, and not in people's faces, not all the time. Like you will not go on Bouquet Day and, for 30% of the day, you find they're talking about New Vision and what's happening at New Vision. No, Bouquet Day platforms are pushing Bouquet Day products. They're pushing the Bouquet Day radio, they're pushing the Bouquet Day newspaper and website, they're pushing the Bouquet Day TV and what's happening on those platforms. Then you'll find that once in a while, maybe there's a breaking news story that New Vision product has already put out, and all Bouquet Day has to do is amplify New Vision because it is a sister product. Or you'll find that in a space, for example, yesterday our CEO was engaging with our clients, a certain portion of our clients. And so in that space, it was Vision Group and it had the various brands. So you find that the brands are now interacting in such an engagement. And so you'll find that on Bouquet Day, you will see the New Vision banners, you'll see, Etop, you'll see One Luo, you'll see all these products, you'll see Vision Printing, you'll see Vision Courier, you'll see them there in such an engagement on the different platforms. But on the daily basis, each platform or each product is engaging on what it does to its target audiences, because all these products have different target audiences. So you'll find, for example, that New Vision will be big on Insta, but Bukede isn't, or Etop is not on Instagram. What is it doing on Instagram? The audiences for Etop are not on Instagram. They're not looking for anything there. So it doesn't have any business having an Instagram account. But then you will find that, or maybe the broadcast platforms, the broadcast audiences are very big on TikTok because they have ready-made material. They already have the videos that will go out very easily on TikTok. They'll have the audios which can be converted into sounds that quickly become viral on TikTok and on WhatsApp. So you find that certain products, because of their nature and the people they're targeting, are easier to push on a specific platform, but they are also aware that we are deliberate about making people know that we are related, that these products are related. They all fall under Vision Group. So you'll see references, you'll see retweets, you'll see shares from the different brands, but they are talking, they try to maintain their independence and their stay true to themselves. So I think that has answered that question of brand. How can a brand stand out more than me, the individual? That is very easy. It's a decision you make as a business owner to front the brand as opposed to fronting yourself as the brand ambassador or as the brand itself. And then I've also answered the thing of multiple businesses and how it can be confusing. No, it doesn't have to be confusing. When you asked that question, I wrote about someone, and this is not from a local example, but there's a brand there's someone I see on socials. It's on TikTok, Insta, Snapchat, on all these places, and he's called SB. So SB, then at the end, he adds the product he's pushing at that time. He has SB mowing, he has SB cleaning, a cleaning business. I forget what else he has, but let me just talk about those two. So what holds them together is a fact that it is, I forget the guy's name, what the S is, but he identifies himself, his brand, SB, and then what the business does. SB Mowing has its content, it has its channels on all these platforms. SB Mowing is clear. On this channel, we talk about the mowing, we put mowing content, and that's what this channel is about. You never hear about SB Cleaning on the SB Mowing channel. And then there's SB Cleaning, and on there it is strictly the cleaning business and what they do and what work he has done recently. He shows a lot of the work he's doing just to show his capabilities. And so he keeps the two lines of business separate, but you can see that this is the same guy. He's the guy of SB Mowing. He's also the guy of SB Cleaning. But if I am following him for SB Mowing, I will be able to follow SB Mowing channel and content. If I'm following for cleaning, I'll be able to follow that channel and that content. And of course, like I said, the algorithm tries to bring you, this other content. So you're following mowing, they'll bring you the cleaning and gauge your interest in that. So if you're not interested in cleaning and keep skipping over the videos, then they'll stop bringing the SB cleaning content and you'll stay with the SB mowing. If you're interested in both, then you get to have the best of both worlds. So I think it is very possible it all goes back to you and what your content plan is and what you want to achieve. I mean, if you're running a business, you do have a marketing strategy. This social media strategy sits in your wider marketing strategy. It does not work independent of your marketing strategy. So you must be able to build your marketing strategy, have it clear, be clear on what you want to achieve, and then the social media strategy will sit in there and help you achieve that marketing strategy. Sorry, I tend to to over explain. There was a question about building client trust and building rapport, especially on social media, and how to get people to trust you and then engage with you as clients and not just as a social media presence. And still, it goes back to, are you sticking to your plan? Are you driving a certain point home? Are you transparent? Are you consistent? All the tenets of building trust over business still apply even when you're engaging on social media. Can someone trust that you're not going to wake up one day and tweet crazy things? Are you a brand they can trust that is respectful? The brand that gives them quality products should be able to give them quality content on social media. The brand that listens to them if they walk into your, physical premises should be the brand that listens to them when they engage with you on social media and give them, a well thought out, well toned response and not, an angry response hiding behind, after all, we are on social media. So your professionalism on social media should be able to earn you that client trust, to be able to build the rapport and convert that client into a paying, loyal customer. So same principles that would work for building trust in for a business, whether it's a physical business or on the website, the same principles will apply even on social media. Your professionalism doesn't go out of the window just because you are on social media. No, in fact, it is more on call when you are on social media. Someone talked about, there are certain businesses that are hard to sell on social media. I beg to disagree. I beg to disagree, and that's why I was talking about, I think, the five. Let me see if I can go back. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can go back to these basic principles. These basic principles apply whatever the business you are. Think, you're talking about manufacturing, there are conveyor belts, the product is on the conveyor belt. How can I engage on social media? Do you know how curious people are about the process the products they consume goes through before it gets to them? People want to see that. And for you, it may seem like routine work. I do this all the time. People are making videos about washing and cleaning their houses. So you can imagine how much more interesting your business processes are. There are people who are in your business and admire what you do. They want to learn from you. How can you be generous with your teaching so that they come to learn, they come to you on social media to learn how that business should be run. As a business, you're not only on the conveyor belt, you are engaging with suppliers, you are engaging with staff, you are engaging with, you have a whole ecosystem. There's a lot of content to create from that ecosystem in which you are engaging. So do not count yourself out of the game. I find that many people, when they think social media, they lead with the word social. So when I can't see how social, and social means party, lifestyle, what for many people. So they try to see how I can be a party animal with my product. But that's not what social media is. It is you being your authentic self on a platform that avails you many people to see you. So even with your manufacturing on that conveyor belt, you have a lot of content to work with and a lot of people to serve, a lot of audiences interested in your processes, in your business processes, in knowing how can I become a supplier? How can I do this at a smaller scale? How can I scale up? So it's for you to think through the things you do every day, determine who you want to speak to on social media about what aspects of those things, where I can speak about these things, which is now the platform, build a content plan. How am I going to say this? How many times, a week? How many times a day? What day will I be going out? What will I be telling people? How do I create this content? And then put it out, and you will be on the winning team. I think I will go on with this presentation so that I can answer Matthew's question. Your question falls squarely in my next steps. So from this conversation, where are we going as business owners? Where are we going? You're going to go and strategize around social media. What I've just spoken to. Go and look into your business and say, what is it? What do I do? How do I want to engage? Do I want to engage as the business owner or as a brand? Do I want to front my brand? In what ways do I want to front my brand? Go onto the internet. There is no business that is not on the internet. Look at what others are doing. Look at what others in the local market are doing. Look at benchmark on the international market. Trust me. I mean, there are these Chinese who are making TikToks about packaging mattresses for export to Africa. And they have content every day. They sleep on the mattress to show you how good it is. They put eggs on the mattress and lie on the egg to show you that the mattress is soft, even an egg can't break. They show you the packaging process, how they are able to get a huge mattress into a little packaged container and show you what it looks like when you eventually open it, when it arrives in Kampala. So all that content is there on the internet. Look for content in your business and teach yourself, see what you can pick. There is no need to reinvent the wheel. See what works for you. Say, this I'm able to do, this one I'm not able to do. Okay, if I do this, how am I going to do it for my business to make it relevant? Then learn how to use the platforms, my dear Matthew. So you would need to go back and question, why did it not work in the past? Was it too much work? Was I overextending myself on so many platforms? Was I, trying to do, too much? Apart from it being too much, was I trying to do too much? Do I have a lot on my plate? You have to go and be true to yourself. What am I able to do? Is it because I don't know how to do it, or I don't have the time to do it? And then seek help. And that's my answer for you, Matthew. Seek help. You can take lessons on what you want to do. Business coaching doesn't stop in, finances. It doesn't stop in marketing. Even for social media, you can get business coaching for social media. And then you can outsource. There's no one who said you have to die posting on social media. You can outsource. I'll tell you, I put this there. You have an option, for example, at Vision Group. You can partner with us. We can teach you how to use social media, what you can do on the platforms, what platforms you should tailor for your business. We can give you that business coaching for digital as Vision Group. We can also run your social media accounts. We have that service under Vision Digital. We can run your social media platforms, do for you a content plan, do the content creation with you, and then run that. But if Vision Group is outside your bracket, then there are options of freelancers. There are many young people who can do this. Engage them. Engage me. I can introduce you to so many people who you can work with to do this, but don't just throw your hands in the air and give up. There are many options available to you. So like you said, yes, outsourcing is one of the options. You can get someone to do it for you. There are many people, young people out of university who don't have what to do, and they would sit on your product and you would guide them and they'll do the work. And it's not that thing where you tell them do and you look the other way. No, it would be a business line for you to also keep eyes on and demand results and keep eyes on what's happening there. So I think with that, I would say let's end this by saying do something. Let this conversation not just stop here. Do something with the information. You've spent, close to 2 hours listening to to me. Please do something with this information. Let's have our businesses thrive on social media. People with, less effort and less time are making it on social media. I'm sure if you apply yourself, you will be able to make it work for your business. And that's it.
Wow, wow,
Oh, I
wow.
have, I'll just leave you with this quote. Sorry, I forgot this quote. I picked this quote for you. And it says, if your business is not on the internet, then your business will be out of business. Remember the numbers I shared at the beginning, and those numbers are growing. I've been keeping track of those numbers for the last 5 years. Data Reporter gives 2 reports per year every year, and the numbers of people who are on the internet are growing every day. Whether you look at it from the perspective of Uganda, from the perspective of East Africa, from the perspective of Africa, and globally. And what the internet is a ground leveler. Your client is your customer, your next customer may not be in Kampala. They may be in New York. We know people who are selling pancakes, kabalagala, in New York. We know people who are selling cake. They make it here, and through the social media, people are able to make orders and have their cake in, Amsterdam. Rogers, who I talked about, Rogers Bite, people order for his barbecue from abroad. So get onto the internet, get your business on the internet. If it is not on the internet, you will soon be out of business. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Lovely,
Ronald, are
lovely,
you?
Penelope. Such an insightful morning. Honored to have. Just send our appreciation to your team at the regards to Moses also. Thank you so much for what is key in all these conversations is what you do. That's what the business recovery series is about. What exactly do you do?
Ronald, is it me who has lost you? I can't seem to hear you. Are the rest of you hearing Ronald? Ronald, you are muted. Oh, we lost him. Sorry. It started raining in Kampala. It could have affected the connectivity. I see he's on, but he's muted. Oh, okay. Hmm. How do I do that? Sorry, Ronald was kicked out. He's trying to get back in, and I'm trying to help with that. Sorry, just be patient with us so that we end this well. Mm. Ronald,
Yeah, so
thank you
sorry.
for the call.
My
Okay.
line dropped and I think I lost my co-host right. But
Mm.
uh, I just want to say thank you, team, for joining us. The most important thing really at the end of the day is for us to go and get something done. I think Penelope has made that very clear. Let's go and get something done. Let's go and follow. I've posted Penelope's Twitter handle. It is at Penkunda. Please go and follow her. At the very least, immediately after this session, make sure you go out there and you follow her. And Penelope, you can also post the rest of your handles so that people who want to reach out can be able to reach out. You have given us the honor to listen to the person behind the amazing work we see Vision Group doing the digital space. And as you rightly put it, for us, we don't know who is doing it. But today you have given us really an inside tour of how you make a brand powerful on digital platforms. And it is such an honor. There are actions for all of us, and we are looking forward that we can take them forward. Friends, thanks a lot. We have been here for a couple of hours, a bit longer than we usually do, but it is such an engaging and amazing conversation we have had. We will be back next Thursday, still at 9 o'clock with another session of the Business Recovery Series. And we request you, we ask you, send out, follow our YouTube page. For all the videos, by the way, they are available on the Enterprise Uganda YouTube page. I encourage you to follow it. Go to YouTube and type Enterprise Uganda. You'll be able to see our page so that you can follow and get immediate updates. Also follow us on Twitter. Penelope has shared. Follow her work on Twitter so that we can be able to grow together. Once again, thank you so much for blessing us this morning. Thank you, Penelope. Thank you for blessing us this morning. And for the rest of us who came in, thank you for being here. We'll be back next Thursday and have a blessed rest of the day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the engagement. I loved it. And yes, I am not the person, like I lead the team, but it's a whole big team. So I'm not the magic worker behind Vision Group brands, but there are many people behind that. And I'm proud to be one of the, to work with them. Thank you.